Hi y'all. This morning I'm going to do a long-awaited review of The Secret Garden adult coloring book. I was really impressed with this book. I'm going to try to touch on the pros and cons in this book. I'm not trying to discourage or encourage anybody to purchase this. This is just my experience. This is what I like and dislike about this book. And the things that I dislike, other people may really like. So just keep that in mind when I talk about this book. Now, there's lots of great detail in this book. Beautiful pictures, beautiful artwork. A lot of creativity went into this book. It's a seek, as well as far as a coloring book, it's also a seek and find. There's a list of things at the beginning of the book that are hidden throughout the book, and you can find them in the pages. So that my kids love that. It's great for them. They like the seek and finds and things of that nature. So that's pretty. I thought that was pretty creative. I liked it. There's a total of 83 pages in this book to color, and they're not numbered. I counted them. So yeah, there's a lot of pages to color, a lot of things to do. One of the things I'm up in the air about is this. You come across pages that have some really great stuff, but then half the page is blank, and you will find words on the page. Like this one says, draw a swarm of bumblebees. So the designer actually expects people to finish the artwork, and I found that to be a major turnoff. I don't like that at all. I'm not an artist. I'm not very creative. I can color, I can paint, I cannot draw. So that's why I purchase adult coloring books. And so, see, here's another one. You've got these great designs over here, and you got something really nice going on, and then you've got grow this garden to fill the page. So they expect you to, finish. So you're not even getting a full page in multiple pages on these books. And, not only that, like, let's say I was artistic enough to finish this and to fill this page in. Once it's done and once I color it, you have words in the middle of the page. That to me is another turnoff. I don't like it. Here's another one. They expect you. I love the design. I got really excited about this one, and then I got to fill it in and read some words. So now that's a gorgeous design. I love fish. And see, wow, look at the detail in that. That will take so long to do. It's very therapeutic. I love it. I just got into adult coloring books a couple months ago, and I found it to be very relaxing, very therapeutic. When I get aggravated, I just sit down and start coloring. It's also great if you've got kids and you have to go to the emergency room. We took my daughter to the emergency room, and we were there for 9.5 hours, and I took all my coloring books, and it made the time fly. And so I definitely suggest taking these books to the doctor's office or emergency room with you. I like that too. That's pretty. Let's see. I want to touch on one other thing real quick. I like to I like to color with color pencils and markers. And the quality of the paper I'm not impressed with it at all. And to pay almost $16 for a coloring book, I feel like the quality of the paper should be really good. And as you can see, if you like to use markers, they're going to bleed through. So you have to pick and choose which pages you actually want to color. Here's one that I did, and as you see, it bled through. There's another one. I did the background black on this one, and it bled through. So, markers are really not optional with this book. And again, it goes back to the quality of the paper. If they had put a little bit more, time and effort into this book, and made the paper better, then it would be perfect, in my opinion. Now, another thing, well, let's go back to the color pencils. I use Artist Loft and I use Staedtler. And when I first purchased this book, I got it off Amazon, and it recommended Staedtler color pencils. And so that's what I bought. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and I got Artist Loft, or Michael's. I went to Michael's and got the Artist Loft color pencils, and I like both. Now, maybe that's what it is. Maybe my color pencils, are not the best to use on this kind of paper. Prismacolor has been recommended to me, but I'm just not willing to drop that amount of money on some color pencils as of now. Now, the quality of the paper that I'm talking about with my color pencils is this. When I use one layer of color, it does great. Whenever I use more than one layer to try to get my shading done, this is the outcome. This is what I get. The paper starts to actually tear up and shred, almost like if I was coloring on newspaper. It starts to kind of roll and go with it. So if I'm just doing one layer, like let's go over here to this wing, you can see over to the right how in the green area it looks great, but as I start darkening up and layering it to the left, it starts to get that shred effect. And I'm really not pushing hard. I mean, that's what I was thinking at first. Maybe I was pushing too hard on it, but I'm not. I went back and I tried over here to do it without pushing hard. And as you can see, one color layer, it looks great. It's very smooth. It looks good. But then when you go back and start, you know, trying to add more layers to get the shade effect, the paper starts to shred. And like I said earlier, to pay almost $16 for a coloring book, I think the quality of the paper should be better. Now, I'm not saying don't buy this book. There is an awesome book and I'm going to finish coloring it. I'm not just going to toss it aside because I don't like things like this. Half a page that's blank and the artist expects me to fill it in. That may be something you like. That it's just not something that I like. So give me some comments. Let me know what you think about this book if you have it, if you've used it, if you've colored with it. Maybe suggest some different techniques that might help not shred the paper if I want to get, you know, a better shade effect. Or, you know, one person on my last review suggested that I use gel pens, which I've not used yet, so I really honestly can't say if gel pens would bleed through or not. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to say as well, that the edges are not perforated. You can't rip the pages out like you can with some of the other coloring books, and the picture is so close to the seam that it makes it impossible to tear out. So if I wanted to do this and I wanted to frame it or tear it out and give it to somebody as a gift, I couldn't do that. Here's a perfect example. I really like the Creative Haven. They're $5.99. They're, you know, you see, they're one-sided pictures. So if I decide to color with marker like I did on this one, it's going to bleed through, but I'm not losing another picture so that I can make this one really good. And the pages are perforated, so you can tear it out and not have to worry about ripping your pages. So let me know what you think. If you have this book and you've colored in it and you've had a good experience or a bad experience, let us know. Let the readers know or the viewers know what to expect when they get this book. All comments are welcome. Y'all have a good day.